In last week's episode, we talked about how Jabari Parker may or may not fit with the Chicago Bulls, given the rumors swirling that the Bulls were a little bit interested in acquiring him in the offseason. And the biggest problem that I had with Jabari Parker on the Chicago Bulls initially was that I didn't think that he fit a gradual timeline of a rebuild for this team. John Paxson has talked about how he wants this process to be very gradual. He wasn't trying to rush anything, and that this could take a few years to really get the ball rolling. And now there seems to be actual expectations now. You have a lineup with a ton of talent. You have Chris Dunn, you have Zach LaVine, you have Jabari Parker, you have Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter Jr., Chandler Hutchinson is still here, Bobby Portis is still here. There's a wide array of talent and upside for this team all of a sudden after 1 year on the rebuild, and that's very exciting to think about on the surface. Next season could be very fun when you think about the mix of talent that is here. I mean, there could just be some highlight reel plays. There could just be a lot of high scoring offense. I mean, there's some very fun possibilities with this team next season, and I'm personally very excited to watch as well. But we really do need to look at how Parker is going to fit on this team now. The biggest discussion we have to have is on the offensive end. You all of a sudden now have a lot of firepower between LaVine and Parker and Markkanen, and maybe Chris Dunn as well, if he can come back with some improvement in his jump shot. So the question lies, how is this offense going to work? And the answer to that is simple. It's going to have a lot of ball movement. If the ball sticks with this team next season, this will not work at all. If there is a lot of isolation play, if there is a lot of ball sticking, if there is a lot of standing around, this will not work. It could potentially even be a nightmare if that happens. The only way this is going to work is if players buy into moving the ball, if players buy into taking high percentage shots, and if players commit to pushing the ball and playing together. This team has to be a sum of parts. There is still no clear-cut guy here. Now, personally, I think that Lauri Markkanen is maybe the highest upside player here, but I would not say that we need to force feed the ball to Lauri Markkanen right now. If Lauri Markkanen's role on this team next season is taking high percentage shots, taking open threes, playing pick and roll, playing pick and pop, playing from the mid post, cleaning up some around the rim, then that is perfectly fine. I want Lauri Markkanen to take high percentage shots all the time. And the good thing about this Parker signing is that he can be in a position to take higher percentage shots. Now, will those shots come off of, creation from Jabari Parker or Zach LaVine? It may not. But Markkanen is going to have, I think he will have less defensive attention next season, because you're going to be worried about what LaVine and Parker can do. And you still have to worry about, the point guard and Chris Dunn, who's going to be hopefully running the offense very well and creating for others, running pick and roll. Hopefully his floor game has improved to that point where he can kind of steer this ship a little bit. And I know Fred Hoiberg will be trusting him to do that. But the ball movement is going to be key. We saw with Zach LaVine last season that LaVine had a tendency to just take very bad shots. And we talked about on the first two episodes of this podcast how LaVine has kind of been overcompensating, I think, for his minutes limit last season. And when he was going into the game, he had one thing on his mind, and that was to get up shots. LaVine cannot do that this season. LaVine, especially in addition to Parker, they are both going to have to know when to dial it back. They have to dial it back. Sometimes that may mean, hey, the best shot in this set for LaVine is to be a spot up shooter. That may also be the case for Jabari Parker, where, hey, you may be in the corner on this set and you may just be playing off the ball a lot. But if you move the ball, if you are in the right spots, you're going to get a good shot. Instead of getting the ball and then automatically resetting and then going into the offense from there. That will not work. This team does not have any elite isolation players. They don't have any elite one-on-one talent yet. So the best way to win games is going to be to move the ball. They have to commit to that. To me, that's a starter. That's the bare minimum that has to happen next season for there to be success.